Okay, looks like we're live. Can I have a sound check, please? And it looks like everybody's gotten going already. Maybe you don't need me today. Nice conversation. Hi, Lance, Sam, Leon, and Wags, our Wags. How are you? And I need to knock down a little sound here that I'm getting some feedback. There we go. I think that's got it. So, thanks, Sam. How many bet there will be sound problems? Lots of laughs. Okay, Craig's aboard. Blue is aboard. The sound's great. Yep. So on that matter, on the sound matter, I did send the notorious sound mixer off to the manufacturer, and they tested it. It worked fine for them. So they're sending it back to me, and we'll see if it is jinxed here a Little Treasury again. So, okay, great. So let's start off. I've got a few watches today. I'm going to show you just a handful. Some of the pieces that have come in recently into the store, and they're not flowing quite as they usually do since a lot of the manufacturers have taken time off because of the epidemic, and we're just starting to see everybody waking up, and they seem to be processing a lot of orders and hearing good things about level of activity from a number of our brands, and some that have been quite in arrears have given us some dates, and for those of you who have orders of that nature, I will be reaching out to you and updating you. So hopefully things will be moving along nicely for everybody. So Lance, just to start off here, is asking what is that particular Omega watch. That is an Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Worldtimer, and it weighs in diameter-wise at 43 millimeters, excuse me, 14.1 thick, and water resistance, 150 meters, and it has a world in relief. I'll get a little bit closer. Maybe you can see it a bit better. It's quite well done, very detailed, and you can see around the world there is the 24-hour wheel, which rotates along with the time, and counter rotates actually, and pretty neat piece. And we just got this in a couple of weeks ago actually, and hopefully that's in focus for you. Hello, Dave Williams. Welcome back. And Tim is excited to see these new models. Well, we are too. So, and Eduardo had his first real hand-on experience with an Omega over the weekend. Bracelets are amazing. And then he's comparing them to 60s and 90s bracelets. So let's take a look at this guy. Let's see what that bracelet looks like. Very trim in Craig's parlance. It's a double butterfly. We have an exhibition back showing the movement. It's an Omega caliber 8939, and power reserve 60 hours. And it's a coaxial, of course. So, and the dial is made out of grade 5 titanium, and it has been laser sculpted to create that relief world map. So, okay, so pretty neat watch. I'd like to know what you think. And Eduardo wishes that globe was larger on the dial. Well, actually, it's so sculpted. It actually is very pretty dominating, just even its smaller size, in my opinion. And Dave Williams thinks it's amazing, so maybe he needs to add it to his collection. Okay, so that's the first piece I have to lay out for you. And let's see what's next. We'll crank it over to another piece. So, what do we have here? This is the Omega America's Cup piece. Omega is the official timekeeper of the 36th America's Cup, which is next year. And this has a 43.5 millimeter case diameter. And it is 16 millimeters thick. And actually, the presentation sort of belies that. It really doesn't look that thick given the way the case is constructed. And actually, I've had this on. It's extremely comfortable with that rubber strap, the blue and red, and really nice piece. And its lug width, lug to lug, is just 49 millimeters, and that makes it wear small. So wears like a 41, 42 millimeter. Okay. And okay, what else about this? It's rated at 600 meters, which is about 2,000 feet. And hopefully none of the America's Cup boats need to be in that depth. And it has a domed sapphire crystal. You can see a little bit here. And the dial is polished ceramic. Okay, it's a Omega Master Chronometer Caliber 8900, 60-hour power reserve. And on the case back, if I can show you, and I don't want to take off the sticker because whoever buys it's not going to be super happy about that. This is the so-called old mug, AULD mug trophy that the winner of the America's Cup gets to keep for the duration of their reign. And I'm sorry you can't see it, but I'm not going to take that tag off at this time. So Sam thinks it's a gorgeous watch. It really is. It's this kind of a specialized commemorative sport watch. I think it's very versatile, and it is extremely comfortable and nice to wear. And Sam asked the cost on that, and it is $7,050. $7,050. And for you, Sam, we might round it down to 7. Okay. And Sam, you're loving it so much, you better give me a call tomorrow. Okay. And okay, here's some trivia coming from Tim. Which country was the first to beat America in the America's Cup after over 100 years? I think that was Australia, or was it New Zealand? Yeah, I think it was Australia. And yeah, okay. So Tim will be the arbiter here. It was Australia. Okay, and everybody agrees with that one. And we'll look at the clasp here. Again, very nice treatment of the strap and the holes in the strap. Very nice piece. This is something I wouldn't mind owning. It's a limited edition of 2021 pieces, so obviously keying into the year of the America's Cup that they're running. So, all right, let's move ahead. For you next. So this is a real mixed bag today, and I'm really switching gears with this one. And we are going to look at a Presage, Seiko Presage. That's just come in within the last 8-10 days. And this is the Presage SPB171. And it has an Arita porcelain dial. And it is gorgeously lustrous. I mean, it's just, if you see the recessed subdials, just beautifully, beautifully made. So the entire dial is made out of porcelain, and as most of you know, very difficult to make. And this is done by a specialized craftsman, Mr. Hiroyuki Hashiguchi, and he designs it to represent the nature of the moon's reflection in lakes and ponds throughout Japan. And so for a lot of our shows, we keep harping back to the ties to nature in terms of the designs that are made. Okay. And let's see. The focus is hunting. Are you talking about the focus on me, Craig, or the focus on the watch? And probably going to have to live that. I don't think it's hunting on the watch. So we'll forge ahead. So, okay, so Sam is interested in the model again. That's the SPB 171, Arita porcelain dial limited edition. Okay, and that's a limited edition of 2,000 pieces, and it is water resistant at just 30 meters. So it's not your swimmer, and the strap is blue croc. And if you see a theme running through our watches today, and it's totally accidental, we are heavily into blue or blue accents or blue straps, and in half of the cases it's going to be blue dial. So just the way they seem to be falling out nowadays. But soon I am planning a green dial show, just because we have a lot of interesting greens out there, and we just happen to have the blue today. And so Deport TGV 2020 asks a provoking question of Craig: do you love the new Tudor? And Craig, I'm sure you're going to respond to that in some way. Nothing? LOL. Okay. Or out to lunch. Okay. May need to lose. I'm moving around from my mic, and it's a pretty focused mic. I apologize for that. And it should be better, Mr. Q. I'll try to do a better job of that. And the price on this piece is $2,050. Oh, beautiful. So I'm going to change it up and just bring another piece in from the Presage collection, a new piece. And it also features blue and white in its style motif. And this is, let me get it squared away. This piece is the Presage SPB 161, and that is 39.8 by 13.5 millimeters. It's the caliber 6R27, and I think it's an interesting contrast. This is an enamel dial, and so you can sort of see that it's, well, it's beautifully done. It's a craftsman dial, It doesn't quite have the luster of the true porcelain. So, and Carlos remarks, it seems they got their inspiration from Breguet Classique white enamel. Not sure about that. We can check it out. And Sam likes the price on the Seiko better. Okay, so, and this piece, the enamel dial, is just $1,300. So that you're going to like that even more. Okay. And Carlos's Breguet I have not seen, so I have to catch up with that someday. By the way, Carlos, do you have any travel plans? I know things are a little unusual now, but I know you do plan ahead for a bit. What do you think? Are you going to hit the States anytime soon? So let's find out. Okay, what are we doing next? Okay, I have a treat. Let's bring her up. So this is the piece featured on my banner for this show. And this is the Prospex LX SNR 33. And it's the first LX we've had here in the store. And brought it in at a customer's request. And it may or may not be with us very long. And this is all titanium. It's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And although it's branded or labeled Prospex, this LX was made by the Grand Seiko folks, and you'll note it sports a spring drive. Okay. And you say it's a heavy-duty piece, Craig, but given that it's titanium, the ultra-hard titanium, with beautiful polishing, beautiful Zaratsu, stunning, it is actually fairly light. And it's not going to be as light as your 231, but it has a little bit more going on in terms of functionality. It is a GMT, and it is it's 44.8 millimeters in diameter. It's a larger piece, 14.7 thick, and it has a rotating bezel. You can track 3 time zones with it, and it's got the 5R66 spring drive GMT caliber in it. 72-hour power reserve, plus or minus the second a day, just as the Grand Seiko spring drives. Okay, so Carlos, answering my earlier question about travel, Panama airport still closed. Traveling to Spain this Friday, and we'll go to the U.S. as soon as I can. Okay, so you can go to Spain. I think we're persona non grata in the European Union at this time, sadly enough. And okay, and Williams Watches likes this, I assume, this style. And looks like Seiko Service Center in New Jersey is reopened for business. And he was overlooking their service rates. They weren't very reasonable. 9F service is under $500. I would say not unreasonable. Did you state that the way you meant? I think by and large they're fairly reasonable. And yes, Sam, Craig is busting my focus, and we do our best here, but we always like to amuse with little foibles such as sound problems and focus, and Craig can remark and correct us. So, and Tim is seriously considering this watch. Well, it's open for consideration, and as we always say, Grand Seiko, where Grand Seiko manufactured watches such as this one far exceed in the metal over any photograph or um, video presentation. This thing is really, really superb. Okay, and Craig wants me to wind it. Okay, let me take it off the podium here for a sec, and I'm winding it. And Craig wants to oogle the second hand and make sure it's like his 231. There we are. How's that? Okay, and then Deport TGV inquires, is this the same movement as the SBGE 201? I honestly don't know that, and I will find out. That's a very good question. And okay, so Deport TGV, yes, he meant the repair prices are reasonable, and they are. They really are. They surprised us. The provisional ones that we were shown were higher. They dialed them back down, and I think are very competitive, and I think they do a good job. So, and okay, Carlos Lester got put back on full lockdown again. Luckily, I'm in the rural area of Leicestershire and just outside the hot zone, but not great news, really. Okay, so you're having issues over there as well. And good advice from Sam. Tim, stop considering. Just buy it from Steve. Okay. And one of Seiko Prospex LX spring drive wolves in sheep's clothing. Guess what? The price of this watch is $5,500. I personally feel it's a steal. And when you see it, it is just super. So happy to have it here. Okay. Well, Sam is really onto it. Steve's is more advanced than Craig's, dare I say so. Well, you certainly may. I definitely appreciate that. And Craig agrees the watch is now stunning. And okay, so that's this LX piece. So I am down to a last piece of the day, and I think it's pretty much a stunner. Let me reel this one off and put this guy up. So this is the, for us, long-awaited Grand Seiko SBGP 015, and it is beautiful 40 millimeters, 12.4 millimeters thick, sapphire crystal, just 47 millimeters lug to lug, and of course it has this blue ceramic bezel and a stellar sunburst with its blue dial. And my flat light doesn't quite bring forth the sunburst that you get when you're closer to nature. But believe me, it is a wonderful, wonderful piece. One of our associates, Chris, has done a video. You can find it on our website, littletreasury.com, under the blog section, and it shows it a little bit more dynamically, and he did a really good job with it. You might want to take a look. Okay, and okay, going back into the comments here, and Der Stiefel, and hi. Thanks for the several referrals lately, Der Stiefel, by the way. And yes, we have to convince Craig to grow a mustache. Hopefully he could, and then he could be sort of like a clone. And would I forgive Craig if he were to flip his 002? Is there a rumor to that effect? I'm going to have to check with Craig offline. Okay, not going to happen. Okay, Craig, staying loyal. All right. And, okay. Leon is still waiting for the Seiko Tuna Spring Drive SBDB 013 to be ordered at Little Treasury so we can buy it. Is someone in arrears with you, Leon? Maybe you need to reach out to me directly. I'll correct that as soon as possible. And Craig might as well start wearing tight blazers with mustache. Okay. So just let's get back to this watch a little bit because it is something worth getting your eyes on. And of course, it's a quartz piece. And it is very special, limited edition, 2,000 pieces, and we love it. And what do you folks think? There we go. You're right, Craig, the focus, marginal there, got better, I think. Okay. Craig joined the mustache gang. Yep, I would like to see it. And indeed, I don't mess around. So, can we have that vote on who wants Craig to grow a mustache? And, okay, Carlos, talking about his trip. And he's flying commercial with a special authorization to leave Panama and to land in Spain. Panama's not in the list of authorized countries. So this tells you that Carlos is an important luminary and has somehow some special sway in either, probably both. Okay. Oh. All right, so I'm getting a little feedback here from Leon. The person he was talking to waited too long to talk to Seiko, and Seiko USA has sold the last one they had in stock. Well, we may have to sort of squeeze the Seiko a bit for you, Leon. I apologize. And, okay, is it a blue bezel? Yes, it is. That's Mr. Q. And it's a ceramic bezel, and it is very stunning. I was sort of had questions in my mind about this piece when I first saw the illustrations. We didn't get to see any prototypes this year because of the COVID, and I sort of all the pieces we saw, it wasn't one that excited me, but now that it's in, I think it's one of the real winners of the season. And of course, this is one of their 60th anniversary commemorative pieces, and all with that same Grand Seiko blue dial with the red secondhand accent. So superior. And someone asked the MSRP, and I'm going to just verify that 3,800. And that is 3,800. So a bit more than the other quartz models in the collection, and but worth it. You got the beautiful ceramic bezel going there, and that should really enhance the wearability of the watch over time. Just the reduced scratches, and I think it's going to be a great piece. And really good play of brushed and polished on the case. Got the modern case design, which I love, sort of like the modified lion's tooth look to it. And poor Green Eric is messed up over the Seiko watch porn. Well, there's relief from that by giving us a buzz, and we can ship one to you for you to enjoy in the privacy of your own home or the privacy of your own wrist. And 2 votes for a Dostoevsky beard on Craig. I think that would be scary, actually. I'm not sure I'm ready for that. Let's just do the stash. And okay, so Carlos stood up. No special treatment for him. He's aware of it and managed it, so that's good. You're on top of things. And you can tell that Carlos is a guy who manages stuff. So, good. And Leon asks, will I be stocking the Prospex LX? Saw one in person. It's a Grand Seiko and everything in the name. You can come in and see it in person too, Leon, because you're very local, and as long as it's here, you're willing to see it. We'll be bringing them in. We're getting that brown dial model brought in from Japan for us mid-July, and they're very scarce. I'm not sure they want to release enough to sit in the case. We sort of have to beg for each piece as we need them. So, but you will be able to see them. And Tim has now decided that Craig doesn't need a mustache. Well, no one needs a mustache, actually, Tim. They're sort of a luxury for those of us who can grow nice ones. And that could be a lifetime. I agree with that about this particular piece we're looking at. It is actually magnificent. I mean, it's really, really, I think, maybe their best quartz model to date, in my opinion. And let's see. And back to Carlos's trip. He has some doubts how it will work when he arrives to Spain, and if he'll have any kind of limitation. So far, not the case. Hope not. I have family with roots in China, and travel to China is onerous. It looks like you have to do 14 days in a hotel around the airport when you land, and then when you go to your city of destination, you got to do another 14 days in a hotel at your expense. So that you're talking about 28 days, and if you have a month off, you're just going to turn around and get back on the plane without seeing anyone. So it's really tough. And the new blue and white high beat GMT. I'm not computing that one. The new blue and white. I'll have to take that under advisement. Okay. Mr. Q likes the Landmaster version on the LX line. And Deport TGV asks, what's the reference number? Are we talking about the watch on the screen, or are we back to the LX? The one on the screen is SBGP015, and the LX is SNR033. So if there's another one, let me know. And okay. RMWM. Okay, I like that. Real men wear watches. Wear mustaches. Also RMWW, right? Watches. And you need a stash to pull off wearing an 18-karat gold Rolex Datejust. And Deport TGV states that Grand Seiko is coming out with hot new models. Meanwhile, everyone is excited that Tudor has introduced a new color for an old watch. There is a lot of noise around that Tudor, I must admit. A lot of folks are saying they've pulled one in. So maybe Craig will be looking for one. So Craig, lots of laughs. So, okay. So this is my show. This is what I had to show you. I'm going to come up with a couple of things. We'll be bringing back some guests I have in the pipeline in the near future. And I think I will follow through with doing a green watch to counter this excessive blueness that I've thrown at you today. So look forward to that. I've got to pull in a couple of pieces that have stepped out of stock before I do that. And the SBGJ 237. I don't have a date on that. I can find out. I'll get back to you, dear Stiefel. So, okay, Sam, nice show. Okay, nice crowd. I appreciate you guys. And Kyle Jett just showed up. Okay, where have you been, Kyle? Missed you. And who released a blue two-door? Two-door. Okay, blue dials matter. They do. And okay, that's a stunner too. I'm not jumping to that reference. Okay, everybody. Yeah, I appreciate you all coming and putting up with me for another half hour plus. And if you like the show, click. It encourages us, and share it, and follow Craig's channel. We always appreciate being led on, and him giving us his time and followers to work with. So, yes, Kyle, please watch it later, and we will get back to you. And I'm asked by Mr. Q, do I stock the SNR025? I can bring it in. And thank you all again. And I am going to go home and have a nice dinner. Just got a big bunch of oysters sent up from my good friend who's an oysterman down in the Eastern Shore of Virginia. We got to get into the box and have some of those with the family. Take care now.